In the exclusive enclave of Holmby Hills, Los Angeles, behind wrought iron gates and carefully manicured hedges, stands a mansion that defined an era of American culture. The Playboy Mansion, a 21,987-square-foot Gothic Tudor estate, has witnessed the rise and fall of one of the most controversial entertainment empires in history. Built in 1927 by architect Arthur R. Kelly for department store heir Arthur Letts Jr., the mansion would later become the West Coast headquarters of Hugh Hefner's Playboy empire and arguably the world's most famous private residence. The property, sprawling across 5.3 acres of prime Los Angeles real estate, was more than just a home. It was a symbol of excess, glamour, and the sexual revolution of the late 20th century. Its legendary parties attracted Hollywood's elite, while its notorious grotto became synonymous with hedonistic pleasure. For decades, the mansion's peacocks roamed freely across grounds that included a private zoo, a game house, and an aviary, creating an almost mythical atmosphere that captured the public's imagination. Today, this architectural masterpiece stands as a testament to changing times, having undergone a dramatic transformation from party palace to private estate. The story of the Playboy Mansion's evolution mirrors broader shifts in American society, from the sexual liberation of the 1970s to the corporate excess of the 1980s, and finally, to the luxury real estate boom of the modern era. Its tale is one of reinvention, preservation, and the end of an iconic chapter in Los Angeles history, original purchase and early years. In a landmark transaction that made headlines across Los Angeles, Hugh Hefner acquired the Playboy Mansion in 1971 for $1.1 million, equivalent to approximately $7.4 million in today's dollars. The purchase, executed through Playboy Enterprises, marked the largest residential real estate deal in Los Angeles history at that time. While maintaining the mansion's Tudor architectural integrity, Hefner immediately began transforming the property into a blend of corporate headquarters and private playground. The early years saw dramatic modifications to suit Hefner's vision. The most notable addition was the infamous grotto, a man-made cave with heated pools that would become legendary in Hollywood lore. The construction crews worked tirelessly to create the elaborate cave system, complete with hidden passages and underwater tunnels, at a reported cost of $300,000 in 1971 dollars. Beyond the grotto, Hefner established what would become one of the most unique features of any private residence in America, a private zoo. The mansion received one of only a handful of private zoo licenses issued in Los Angeles, allowing for the housing of exotic animals including flamingos, peacocks, macaws, and various monkeys. The menagerie grew to include more than 100 species, with the iconic peacocks becoming an enduring symbol of the estate. Security systems were another major investment during this period. The mansion employed a full-time security staff of 12 people and installed state-of-the-art surveillance systems. A secret room was constructed to monitor all activities on the grounds, with Hefner personally overseeing the installation of what was, at the time, one of the most sophisticated private security systems in the world. By the end of the 1970s, the Playboy Mansion had established itself as both a corporate asset and a symbol of the Playboy lifestyle. The property served as the backdrop for countless photo shoots, while its grounds hosted everything from corporate meetings to the increasingly famous weekend parties that would define its reputation for decades to come. Peak era and famous parties, 1990s to 2000s. The 1990s and early 2000s marked the zenith of the Playboy Mansion's cultural influence, transforming from a private residence into Hollywood's most coveted party destination. During this golden era, the mansion hosted over 250 major events annually, including the legendary Midsummer Night's Dream Party, which regularly drew 1,000 guests and cost upwards of $400,000 to produce each year. Celebrity attendance became a who's who of entertainment royalty. Jack Nicholson, Leonardo DiCaprio, Pamela Anderson, and Warren Beatty were regular fixtures, while musicians from the Rolling Stones to Justin Timberlake made appearances at various events. The mansion's New Year's Eve parties reportedly cost over $1 million to stage, featuring performances by artists like Kanye West and Snoop Dogg, who once described the mansion as heaven on earth, the only place to be. The property's weekly schedule became almost institutional. Monday nights were reserved for backgammon, Wednesdays for casual dinner parties, and the famous movie nights occurred every Thursday, where Hefner screened classic films from his personal collection of over 4,000 titles. But it was the Sunday football gatherings that became particularly legendary, with NFL players and celebrities competing for invitations to watch games in Hefner's private screening room. Television and film productions flocked to the mansion, generating significant revenue for Playboy Enterprises. The property appeared in numerous productions, from Beverly Hills Cop 2 to Entourage, commanding location fees of up to $70,000 per day. The reality show The Girls Next Door, 2005 to 2010, gave viewers unprecedented access to daily life at the mansion, drawing audiences of 2.4 million viewers at its peak. The mansion's operations during this period were staggering in scale. The full-time staff numbered 80 people, including butlers, chefs, groundskeepers, and zookeepers. The kitchen operated 24/7, serving an estimated 2,000 meals per week. The property maintained a dedicated team of 12 gardeners to manage the grounds, while the zoo required 4 full-time staff members to care for its exotic residents. Yet beneath the glittering surface, operating costs were astronomical. Annual maintenance expenses reportedly reached $1.3 million, with utilities alone costing $10,000 per month. The famous grotto required weekly maintenance of $8,500, while the zoo's annual operating budget exceeded $250,000. These expenses would later contribute to discussions about the mansion's future as a corporate asset. Hugh Hefner's final years. The twilight of Hugh Hefner's era at the Playboy Mansion marked a significant shift from its hedonistic heyday. By 2010, at age 84, Hefner's lifestyle had noticeably mellowed, though he maintained his iconic silk pajamas and continued hosting scaled-back gatherings. The mansion's operating costs had ballooned to $2.3 million annually, straining Playboy Enterprises' resources during a period of declining magazine sales. Daily life at the mansion took on a more routine character. Hefner's schedule became increasingly predictable. Classic movie screenings, small dinner parties, and game nights replaced the wild celebrations of previous decades. The once bustling grounds grew quieter, with staff reduced to 50 full-time employees. Former girlfriend Holly Madison later revealed in her memoir that the mansion had begun showing signs of wear, with dated decor and carpeting that hadn't been changed since the 1970s. The property's maintenance challenges mounted significantly during this period. The famous grotto required extensive repairs costing $89,000 in 2011, after health inspectors found bacteria that caused an outbreak of Legionnaire's disease among guests attending a Domain Fest conference. The zoo's peacocks, once a charming feature, drew increasing complaints from neighbors about noise and property damage, with local authorities receiving 12 formal complaints between 2013 and 2016. Hefner's personal arrangement with Playboy Enterprises became a topic of financial scrutiny. While he remained in the mansion, he paid $1 million annually in rent to the company, covering taxes, utilities, and partial maintenance. This arrangement, while allowing him to maintain his residence, highlighted the complex relationship between Hefner's personal life and the corporate entity he founded. As one former executive noted, the mansion became both a blessing and a burden, iconic but increasingly expensive to maintain. By 2015, it became clear that the property's future would need to be addressed. Hefner, now in his late 80s, had become increasingly reclusive, rarely leaving his private quarters. The mansion's role as a corporate asset was reassessed, leading to discussions about its potential sale, though with the unique condition that any sale would allow Hefner to remain in residence for the remainder of his life. 2016, sale to Daren Metropoulos. The historic sale of the Playboy Mansion in 2016 marked the end of an era in American pop culture. Initially listed at $200 million, the property ultimately sold for $100 million to Daren Metropoulos, co-owner of Hostess Brands and Hefner's next-door neighbor. The sale price set a record for Los Angeles County at the time, though it came with an unprecedented condition. Hugh Hefner would remain as a tenant for life, paying $1 million annual rent. Metropoulos, then 32 years old, had purchased the neighboring estate for $18 million in 2009 and harbored long-term plans to eventually connect the two properties. The businessman's vision was to restore the combined 7.3-acre compound to its original grandeur as it had existed in the 1920s, when the property was first developed by Arthur Letts Jr. The sale agreement included several unique stipulations. Beyond Hefner's life estate, Metropoulos agreed to maintain certain architectural features and preserve the mansion's Tudor Gothic facade. According to public records, the deal required a $10 million deposit, with specific covenants regarding historical preservation. Real estate experts noted the complexity of the arrangement, with Jonathan Miller, a prominent property appraiser, stating, "This was perhaps the most unusual high-end residential transaction in Los Angeles history." The transaction sparked intense media coverage, with various outlets reporting different aspects of the deal. Forbes highlighted Metropoulos's business acumen, while the Wall Street Journal focused on the property's potential for appreciation. The Los Angeles Times quoted local real estate agents who suggested the price was actually a bargain, given the 5-acre lot size and location in Holmby Hills, where land alone was valued at approximately $10 million per acre. Upon Hefner's passing in September 2017, Metropoulos gained full control of the property, officially ending the mansion's 45-year association with Playboy Enterprises. In a statement, he expressed his intention to be a thoughtful steward of this historic property and honor its architectural integrity. Extensive renovation period, 2016 to 2022. Following Hefner's passing, Daren Metropoulos embarked on an ambitious renovation project that would span nearly 6 years and cost an estimated $45 million. The restoration aimed to blend modern luxury with historical preservation, focusing on both structural integrity and aesthetic enhancement. According to building permits filed with Los Angeles County, the renovation encompassed over 6,000 square feet of additional living space. The first phase focused on critical infrastructure updates. Workers replaced the mansion's aging electrical system, installed new plumbing throughout the property, and implemented a state-of-the-art HVAC system costing $4.2 million. The iconic copper pipes that had served the grotto since the 1970s were completely replaced, with modern filtration systems added to prevent any recurrence of previous health concerns. The notorious grotto underwent a $3.8 million restoration. While maintaining its original design, workers reinforced the cave structure, updated the hydraulic systems, and installed programmable LED lighting. The swimming pool complex received a complete overhaul with new marble decking and advanced water purification systems. One contractor noted, "We're preserving the mystique while bringing the technology into the 21st century." Interior renovations proved equally extensive. The mansion's 29 rooms were methodically updated, with particular attention paid to preserving original architectural details. The Great Hall's hand-carved oak paneling underwent careful restoration by specialized craftsmen, while the game room's vintage bowling alley was completely refurbished. The famous screening room, where Hefner watched thousands of classic films, received a $2.1 million technical upgrade. The grounds saw dramatic transformation as well. The zoo facilities were converted into formal gardens, though several peacocks were retained as a nod to the mansion's history. A team of landscape architects redesigned the property's vegetation, adding drought-resistant plants and a sophisticated irrigation system. The security infrastructure was completely modernized, with facial recognition technology and ground-penetrating radar among the $5.6 million in security upgrades. Perhaps most significantly, Metropoulos connected the mansion grounds with his neighboring estate, creating the expansive single property he had envisioned. This involved removing certain fencing, redesigning pathways, and establishing a cohesive landscape plan for the entire 7.3-acre compound. Current status and property value. Today, the Playboy Mansion stands as one of Los Angeles's most valuable private estates, with current market estimates ranging from $200 to $250 million. Real estate analysts at Douglas Elliman suggest the property's value has been substantially enhanced by Metropoulos' extensive renovations and the merger with the neighboring estate, creating one of the largest private compounds in Holmby Hills. The property now features a seamless blend of historical architecture and modern amenities. The mansion's floor plan spans approximately 29,000 square feet, including the additional wing constructed during renovations. Energy efficiency improvements have reduced annual operating costs by 43% compared to 2016 figures, with new solar installations providing approximately 35% of the property's power needs. The estate's security system has become a benchmark for ultra-luxury properties. Former Secret Service consultant James Romano described it as possibly the most sophisticated residential security system in Los Angeles, featuring thermal imaging cameras, underground motion sensors, and a dedicated security operations center. Current property tax assessments value the land alone at $52 million, with annual property taxes exceeding $1.2 million. The estate's value is further enhanced by its historical significance, with the Los Angeles Conservancy noting its importance as one of the finest remaining examples of Arthur R. Kelly's architectural work. While now strictly private, the mansion continues to captivate public interest. Recent aerial photographs published in Architectural Digest revealed the scope of the renovation, showing meticulously maintained grounds and the restored Tudor facade. As one prominent Los Angeles real estate agent observed, the Playboy mansion has transcended its notorious past to become something even more valuable, an impeccably preserved piece of Los Angeles history. Legacy and cultural impact. The transformation of the Playboy mansion from entertainment headquarters to private estate mirrors broader cultural shifts in American society. What once represented the epicenter of Hugh Hefner's lifestyle empire now stands as a testament to architectural preservation and ultra-luxury real estate. Former Playboy executive Richard Rosenzweig noted, "The mansion's evolution reflects how both Los Angeles and American culture have changed since the 1970s. The property's influence on popular culture remains indelible, having appeared in countless films, television shows, and documentaries. Its architectural elements, particularly the grotto, have been widely imitated in luxury homes worldwide." Real estate developers continue to reference the mansion when marketing high-end properties, though now emphasizing its historical significance rather than its notorious past. Fascinated by the Playboy mansion's incredible transformation? Don't forget to hit subscribe and join our community of luxury real estate enthusiasts. We've got amazing stories of legendary properties coming up that you won't want to miss. Drop a comment below sharing what surprised you most about the mansion's journey, and let's continue the conversation.